Hey y'all, Jessie Petersen here with Let's Make Art. I'm a mixed media artist and I teach art journaling here. I have Amy.
Hi.
Amy McGuire. She works with us at Let's Make Art. Do you want to tell them about what you do here?
Yeah, I work for the customer happiness team, but I also help in like other areas. So I do things with like the Facebook groups and socials. So I help with those and I see all of those cool art projects that you guys do. But yeah, that's about what I do.
Yeah, and she sometimes has time to paint after doing all that. And I'm just so glad to have you here and doing a project with us. And we have Keenan.
Hello.
Hi, Keenan.
Hi, how are you?
He's our camera guy, art cheerleader, all of the awesome things.
Snack bringer. I have cosmic brownies today, so.
Oh, thank you. It takes a whole team to get all the stuff done and a lot of snacks.
Yes.
And snack sharing, which I hope Keenan will be doing after this. Okay, so this is the project we have today. I love how excited Keenan gets. This is called Dreamy Textures, and we're going to be doing all these fun textures, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to tell you about our supplies, and then we'll jump into our prompt and get started. So we're going to be using gesso, this white gesso that comes in the same kind of size paint bottle as our paint, which is nice because if you're art journaling, you want to take things to go, it's a good size. And we're going to use magenta, Dina Wakley, ocean, and lemon. So those are our paint colors. And then if you're a subscriber, in the subscription box, you receive some tags. We're going to use these 3 tags. Now, if you don't have that, don't let that stop you from creating with us. You can use collage paper however you want, but we're going to use these 3 tags today. And we're going to do this cool like little flip with it, which I teach more in depth on the Fresh Flip project, so you want to check that one out. Same theme that we're working with here in Journeys. And then, okay, so also we're going to be using our collage paper, which is a lot of fun. And if you've already done a project with us, you might have cut some out of that already. And we're going to use a palette knife to get some textures with our gesso, which will be fun. You'll need a craft knife or scissors to cut out our little words and pieces of collage paper. You can either use, or both, a 1/2-inch mop brush. That's the thirsty one that I like to call Mavis.
Mavis.
And this is a round 8 brush. And then if you want to do some journaling under your tags, a black pen. I kind of really am into this pen that I have here, but you can use whatever you want. And Yes Paste, you're going to want some Yes Paste. I got this big tub of Yes Paste here, and it's great. It's acid free, it's slow drying, it's water soluble. It is all the things that I like to have in paste, so I get really excited about it.
Same, it's very easy to use.
It is, it's so great. Okay. So that's that. And then if you're new here, we like to do art journaling with a technique and a prompt, but you can mix those up. So our technique today is going to be focusing on that dreamy texture. And our prompt, where did I put my prompt card? I've already lost things on her. I got so many yummy art supplies. Okay, so our prompt is dream destination. And it says, do you have a place you've been dreaming about visiting? Whether it's a place you can go soon or a future trip you need to save up for, or maybe, just maybe not ready to travel yet, but you're wanting to look forward to that opportunity. You can learn more about that destination and record what you learned in your journal. Where would you stay? What would you eat? What cultural experiences would you enjoy? I mean, you can get crazy with this. This is just a jumping off point kind of prompt for you to explore that type of journey in your journal. And I'm excited to kind of think about that. It's been a minute since I've been able to travel, and I'm excited to think about places that I want to go. So we can talk about y'all's, dream destinations while we're making this.
Perfect.
Maybe inspire somebody for a new trip besides our journal. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is set an intention. Almost forgot, y'all. I get excited.
I was getting ready to remind you, if you forgot. Big if.
I like to set an intention so I can just like calm down and kind of center myself into making art. And I like to start with a deep breath, like a good big deep breath, like you want to hear that breath coming out. That's when you know it's a deep breath. And like roll your shoulders, just like, this is the time for you to create. And I'm so proud of y'all for showing up, because that's like the hardest part. It's like, oh, I want to make all this stuff, and it's really fun to buy stuff to make with, right?
I like to spend money.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to buy art supplies. I got a lot of art supplies. But like making the time to sit down and do it is like the big step, right? So you're here, you did a good job. All right, so Sometimes I like to set a specific intention, but this is your journey. This is your art making opportunity. So I want you to set the intention, like whatever you're thinking, like that fits you. I want this to be like more applicable, like in the future going forward. So I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
So if you have an intention you want to share with us, we always want to hear that. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to move our little guy over here. And if you have a journal clip, since we're working on facing pages, that might help keep your pages flat, then you are welcome to try that out. Sometimes like my first page of my journal or second page of my journal is already kind of nice and flat, so I'm into that. Okay, I'm going to turn these sideways so I don't worry about stabbing you with my X-Acto.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm going to dispense. Oh, I got all my words mixed up. A good amount of gesso here. We're just going to go for it. I'm going to get my palette knife and get some gesso on there. And you're just going to want to like kind of just scrape it on and just have fun with it. And I like to have some thicker places and some thinner places because like wherever there's less gesso and more paper, the paint's going to soak into the paper and be a little darker, and on the thicker places it's going to sit on top of the gesso and get a different effect. So, you know, sometimes I like to swirl it, sometimes I like to create a couple lines in there. Isn't that so good? So good.
I love that.
Now the thicker it is, the longer it's going to take to dry, but we got a heat gun today that we can speed up the process.
Perfect.
And I like my gesso to go all the way to the edge. Sometimes I like to leave a little edge because then that edge like this right here, Amy, creates some texture too, some interest. Yeah. So you can try that on one side of your paper or whatever y'all are thinking, y'all. There's no wrong way to do this. It's just have fun.
That's a cool point you made, Jessie. I hadn't thought about the paint making a different color or a different hue when it touches the paint versus the gesso.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because it is. It's a different thing, and I'm into it. And I am here for it. Yes. Okay, we're going to need more gesso. It's all right. We got an art store out there. We can get more if we need. But this gesso goes a long way. I think you'll be able to do everything you want in your journal with it. Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. Pause. Let's show them your. Look at this neat little edge of goodness she's got going on there. I love it. So good.
I'm excited to see what that looks like with the colors.
And if you have a clip and you need to move it out the way, don't let that clip stop you from getting the gorgeous texture that you're looking for. Just move it out of the way.
Gotcha.
And you can also move your paper, your journal around to get a good angle. Sometimes, especially as a beginner, people might not think to turn your journal, and that can just give you a nice.
That's true. You almost need like a little lazy Susan art table.
Might need more gesso.
All right, let's do it.
Amy, have you been working on any art projects at home?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Most of the things I do are these projects, just to see how they work, because that really helps with when I'm answering questions for any customers or other people out there, so that way I can better help them. Plus it's a lot of fun. So I don't do a whole lot of personal art. I do sometimes, but I haven't lately.
Nice.
But I do love doing watercolor, especially like washes, because I just love those different values and like patterns you can get.
And it's so peaceful.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
It's very relaxing, I agree.
I mean, isn't it crazy that we get to do this for our job? Like,
I know.
I can't even believe it.
I can't, never when I was a kid would I think that I'd get to do this.
Okay, you keep going on the gesso with whatever you want. I'm going to start drying mine with this heat gun. Oh, sorry. There we go. Now, one tip with using the heat gun is if your paper starts to buckle, which mine's doing pretty good so far, you can hit the other side of the paper to try to reverse the buckle a little. And it's helpful if you hold the paper up a little bit so that heat can travel all the way through the page to dry rather than leaving it just flat. And this dries from the outside in, so the outside kind of crust part of it may be dry, but then if you press it in a thick spot, it may still be wet. So you just gotta give yourself some time. And if you don't have a heat gun and you wanna let this air dry, you know, you can always follow suit with Keenan over there and get a snack.
Yep. Go for a walk, eat an apple. Or a cosmic brownie.
He's on a cosmic brownie kick. Did you hear that little mumble of a cosmic brownie in the background over my heat gun?
I'm on a cosmic brownie kick right now. I think the beauty of a cosmic brownie is that it's not even that good, but it's readily available in brownie form. And
Yes.
that's really why I'm on the cosmic brownie kick.
It's like you didn't even have to make it. It's ready to go.
Yeah. Like wallpaper.
Okay, I think this should be able to reach to you. Okay, that's looking more dry. I'm gonna set that aside. And I'm gonna start putting some gesso on my tags while I let just the underneath of this dry. See, I touched it and it was still wet. I'm gonna reach. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Jesse, have you ever tried to experiment with how little gesso you can use and still get a texture?
Oh yeah. You can just scrape it around and do stuff. I'm doing it right now. You challenged me and I've accepted it.
Challenge
Challenge
accepted.
accepted. I was thinking
Nice.
that.
Okay, I put a little bit too much on it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't use a lot and I got some good textures there, so.
Well, I was going to say, those tags are cool anyway. I love those baggage tags.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're doing the tag, you can play around. I mean, I'm gonna do more of a swirly texture on this one, like a round kind of mark. Just kind of change it up a little bit, you know. I'll put it right there. Like that.
Gesso's fun too because it's akin to placing butter on a slice of bread.
I mean, do you do that with butter too? Like, do you see how the least amount of butter that you can get? Like,
No, I like to get as much butter as I can. Maybe some sugar and cinnamon on there too. I like toast.
I like cinnamon toast crunch.
Ooh, fresh homemade bread is the best with just globs of butter on it.
Sarah's husband, Michael, makes amazing bread.
He does. Hard crusted fancy breads, which take days to make.
It takes some planning for sure.
Yeah. Dedication.
This is like my favorite part is just the gesso, like just the textures. It's so
That's so
fun.
cool.
I mean, I do love gesso. I did just a gesso, I'll call it a wash, because I haven't put anything else on it yet.
Oh,
But I really liked how it looked.
a gesso foundation.
Gesso foundation. The foundation is strong with that one.
Oh yeah, I'm into it. And I'm gonna dry the back of my tag to try to get it to be a little flatter because I know that I'm gonna be putting this in my journal and I want it to be Not too wonky. See that? How it just straightened that right up, blow drying the other side?
That's awesome.
Magic.
Miraculous.
Magic. I don't think this guy's going to cooperate with me, but I did a little. All right. I'll put that in the middle for you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice teamwork. Nice teamwork, guys. I really appreciate seeing that.
Everybody needs an art cheerleader. I like it.
You know the song, Everybody Hurts.
So sad.
It is sad, but what if we change it to Everybody Paints?
Or everybody cheers.
Cheers.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
You got me to sing on camera. I got tricked just now. I said I would never. I wasn't really singing, but.
That counted. I count that as singing.
No.
And an accomplishment.
Okay, this is starting to feel dry. Oh, I'm excited. Okay. I don't want to get too far ahead of you here.
I'm trying.
You're doing great. Let's talk about how there's no such thing as being behind.
There's no such thing as being behind.
Because
New subject.
sometimes people in the art journal will be like, oh, I'm still working on January. I'm so behind. I'm like, no, you're not. You are right on time for where you are and what you're doing. And it's perfect.
That's so
You're
true.
awesome.
Just
right
means
where you
there's
are.
so many more opportunities to create art.
Yeah. So don't feel bad about being behind. No way. Okay. I'm going to cut this down a little bit because I want to be able to like use a little scrap of this with something else.
Subject concluded. Oh. Jesse, can you explain to me what that is exactly?
This
Yes.
lovely piece of textured ribbon-ish stuff.
Okay.
That's my description
Lovely
of that.
piece of
Netting,
texture
kind
ribbonish.
I don't know what it is, but I saw it and I had to have it and I had to put it in a subscription box. Okay, so this was probably like, before I cut it, let's see. It was like 2 inches wide and I just took like a ½ inch off or whatever.
Okay.
Which, okay, so I kind of wanted it to be skinnier in my journal because I liked that vibe, but also you could use this leftover part for another page in your journal and thread that through, so you could do something like that.
Oh.
Or you could use this bits and pieces of texture like on a tag somewhere else. So I just
That's a
thought,
good idea.
let's use this for all that we can. And this came with an assortment, so you either got blue or purple if you're a subscriber.
Ooh, surprise color. That's fun.
She's got the purple over there. You want to show them the purple?
Yes, it looks
And
like
then-
this.
It's pretty. So
Love it.
either one is gonna make an awesome texture. So we're gonna glue it right down onto our page with gesso. So we're gonna need a lot more gesso in our tray here. Not a lot more, but you know, some more.
A good glob.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do next. I'm just gonna glue mine and have it go off the page, and then I'll trim it off, and then I'll have those little bits for something else too. So I'm just gonna get a good amount of gesso on here, and I'm gonna slap it down, kind of a straight spot there. And then I'm gonna, whoop, I dropped it. I don't know if I can reach it. Let's see. We got our chairs really close together. I get in my face in gesso. All right. I did it.
Now, when you move the old hair dryer, it's under your chair now, so it's part of you.
Oh, I see you. Good eye, Keenan. Okay, we're untangled for
Perfect,
now.
thank
I
you.
can't promise anything in the future, but okay. So I just put a little gesso on my page, and now I'm going to tap it down
Perfect.
so it is sticking a little bit.
If you don't want to use your finger to tap it down, what else could you use?
Why wouldn't you want to use your finger and have an immersive experience with us?
Sometimes I like to keep my fingers clean, so I'm just asking for me.
I was asking for a friend.
It was not for a friend, it was just for me.
Okay, I'm going to need one of those palettes. Knives. Can you pass me that one over there?
Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm going to demonstrate.
have one,
I was
Jesse.
using my fingers because I didn't have that, but then Keenan made it weird. Just kidding. So you can put it on like this if you wanted to do that, Keenan.
Nice, okay, cool. Oh yeah, because it kind of just goes straight through it. Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that. Like wallpaper.
But I'm still using my fingers because I like it. And I want to pat it down. And then when I'm feeling it with my hand, I know it's sticking where I can't feel that when I'm doing
I know
mine.
that. I know that what you mean. Like, yes, this is very satisfying.
But either way is fine. You can do
Amy,
whatever you
when
want.
you're done with yours, do you want to pull yours a little to your right and show us?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is what the purple looks like on here.
Yes. Now, if you want the purple or the blue for that matter to not be as striking in color, you can put a little more gesso on top, and that will kind of calm down that color if you're not into that look. It's whatever you want. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you can do that if you like.
I really like that. Gives it more texture.
Yeah.
Almost like a worn look, like it's seen some things.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, I'm gonna start drawing that. Oh yeah, I like that. You're gonna have to bring that back to the middle so they can see what you're doing. See how she added just a little bit of white gesso on there so it's not as stark on the purple? And she's still going, but I just wanted you to see.
Wow. Yeah, that's nice.
I don't want to overdo it, so I'm gonna stop there.
You know what's awesome is art journaling with a friend. It's so much more fun when you can do it with somebody. I'm so glad you decided to come with me.
Happy to be here.
Okay, let's see. Well, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit more.
I need to get me one of these. This makes it so much faster.
And it's little, compact.
It is. It's so cute.
It makes me think of a hotel hair dryer.
Yes.
Just pop off the wall.
Those little baby ones.
I often use a hotel hair dryer for my hair.
I think those are available on the site. I don't.
They are.
Hotel hair dryers?
Yes. Did you know that? No.
Sorry, Jesse.
This
I had
guy.
to say it. I had to say it.
It's got all the jokes. Okay, so I'm going to save this little tidbit of awesomeness. I have so many little funny things on my desk that I have in a bowl that's like, I'm going to use that for something. I like that little whatever tidbit. I don't know what else to call it, but it's awesome.
Tidbit's perfect.
This is taking a little bit longer to dry.
A little more stubborn.
Hit it, yeah. I put it on thick because I really want it to stay, but then when it's thick, it takes a little longer. Oh yeah, that's fun. Okay, I think we're good on the drying stuff for a minute. Pretty. Okay, is that nice and dry for you, all the gesso? Okay. All right, I'm just gonna bend back my book a little so I can keep it flat. Then we can work on the next part. So we'll get our little tags that we made gessoed, and you can think about, I don't know, if there's like a specific texture that you like and you want to have it in order or whatever, you can think about that. I think I'm good with whatever. So I'm gonna, actually let's paint our background first. That's what we'll do. So just put those there, and we can do, I'll share my paint mixtures, but if you want to make something, you can totally do that.
I'm good with sharing.
Okay, so we got the yellow. This yellow is a bright yellow, but I kind of like the idea of exaggerating the color that the tags come, that, what is that? Like manila envelopes have kind of a like a buttery yellow color, so it's kind of exaggerating that in the tag and then creating that color here. It also matches that yellow in our collage paper, which is nice. It makes your journal content like more, what's the word?
Cohesive.
Thank you. I was about to say continuum, and that had nothing to do with anything.
Continuum is a television show from the mid-2000s.
Yeah. Some continuity. That's what I was going to say.
Continuity.
I knew it was
I
one
like
of those
that.
words.
Okay.
Cohesive. Okay, so this is going to, can you see that mixing?
Yeah, do you actually want to pull it down just a little bit? There you go.
So I know the camera picture in picture. I don't know where that is or how that works, but okay. Just put a little bit more yellow in there. And actually, you can get crazy and lighten that a little bit with a little bit of gesso. We'll probably have to mix more of this, but that's going to be okay. Okay.
Okay, so we're going for a Dijon mustard color.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted a little darker one in some spots too.
Ooh, I'm liking that.
Now, if you put it on and it's kind of like this, and you want it to be like softer, it's just because you have a thick amount of paint on your brush. Just water your brush down and look how you can smooth that out.
Smooth like butter.
I'm gonna go right across my texture and get inside those little cells, you know, like shapes.
Yeah, this one's really fun. I like that you called it cells. So I'm gonna call it cells too.
I was thinking like, you know, on the back of the leaf where you can see all the
Oh yeah.
sections. It's kind of like that. Okay, now I want to tell, I've told you guys this before, but just in case you missed it, if you get some yellow or some paint on the top of your gesso layer that you're not liking, you can, because it's gesso and the paint just lays on top of it, doesn't soak in like the paper, you can go over there and wipe that right off. Isn't that crazy?
What?
So you can also do that to kind of create interest in your texture. If you want some of that white back, you can bring it right back, as long as it's still
that's
wet.
a game changer.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I feel a little bit like I'm chasing you around the palette.
That'll be good.
My 2-year-old, when I color with her, who just did a coloring with Keenan that'll come up sometime, she follows me around with when I find coloring.
Oh, nice.
It's so fun.
It is very cute.
Just trying to recreate that color you made.
Oh yeah, you got it. Mixing color is so fun too. It's one of my favorite things.
Oh, this yellow goes really well with that purple too. You should show us that, Amy, when you get a chance. I'm not trying to rush you.
Yes, I will pull it over when I finish this little area.
When you're feeling good about it.
She's
you let
dialed
us
in.
know.
So this is how it's looking so far with that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's nice. Those are great color combos. Very complimentary.
Yes.
Yes. Now my texture inside my ribbon is looking splotchy, so I'm not, I mean, that could be a look if you're going for it, but I'm gonna try to smooth mine out so it's not like spotted.
Every time you use gesso, I think of, I can't remember the name of your project, but the project where you did the writing on the paper before you covered it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it'd be really cool where there's a splotchy spot of color with random writing in the middle of that, just kind of showing, just maybe even keywords.
Yeah.
I think that would look super cool.
That was the one with the mandalas, right?
I think he's talking about April when we did all the kintsugi and those. Are you talking about when we journaled and we just like got all our thoughts out and then we painted over it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was April last year.
That was a year ago?
I'm trying to remember the theme because it's probably easier to look up by the theme. I bet our friend Katie can link that whenever this video goes live. She's good. She's
so
good like that.
I love her.
Katie's good people.
She's very good people.
Okay, I'm going to start doing the next page.
Okay.
I'm going to do the ocean.
I feel
With
like
a
we should
little bit.
appreciate your first page though. Look at those colors.
Yeah, let's bring them in.
Yeah. That looks great.
I love it. And I like how yours is like, I stretched my cells out, but you kept yours like a little skinnier. Let's bring it back. And I like that look too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, yellow, yellow, yellow.
Just another example of how even though you're doing the same project, it's going to be different by every person. And not just by color, but shapes even.
Oh, just a little bit of yellow to that ocean just
So
makes like the
pretty.
prettiest green. I'm so into that. Oh, I like it. So I'm going to make my green more of like a central color, and then I'm going to make that ocean like darker in the top and bottom. That's what I'm going for.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. Get crazy.
Cool.
It's been fun to think in terms of journeys, because not all of our journeys are, you know, a trip. Like there are different things we can learn and grow from and recognize. And I just really love the idea of that prompt and that theme to be working in.
Yeah, like what gas station to stop at and which one not to.
Well, yeah, this morning I stopped at a gas station and it was out of gas. I didn't know that could ever happen. Has that ever happened to you? Like not one pump had gas.
That's actually never
Available.
happened to me. That's kind of impressive.
Like, well, maybe it was a big gas week there. I don't know. Maybe they're updating their pumps or
That
their
could be.
software
That
or
could be.
on the little, I can't remember what you call that, the little kiosk where you put your card in. I don't know.
This project, the different journeys and two people sitting next to each other doing the same project, kind of makes me think of an interesting thing I've realized recently within my own family.
Yeah.
As you know, and maybe others do know as well, I'm the youngest of 9, and
Wow.
I'm the youngest by 6 years, and so the 8 of them grew up together pretty close in the West Coast in Washington State. But the experiences that were the same for the whole family were different from each child. And it was it's really been interesting as they see me as an adult now, later in life. They have been talking to me more, so that's really fun too. You know, it's
I mean, do they see you as an adult?
Well,
because I'm the youngest in my family and I never get that respect.
Yeah.
So I'm questioning that.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they're like, you don't know what you're saying.
My brothers are 6 and 7 years older than me too. So I feel your pain there. It's like, they will always know more than me because
Always.
they're my big brothers.
Yes. But I feel like it ties in really well.
Yeah.
You know, different journeys, even you could be traveling on the same interstate and you stop at Shell, I stop at Casey's. Different experience, same road.
Oh, my girls have had a fun game of like looking for the flowers that are in bloom lately. And one kid will be like, look at the purple over there. And you know, the other ones will be like, well, I just saw some yellow ones over here. And I didn't see those flowers. And we're in the same car looking out the same windows. Like, it's fun.
It is fun.
Oh, I'm obsessed with this color combo.
Me too. It's so pretty.
Jesse, would you be willing to push yours up a little bit?
I would love to do that.
Perfect, thank you.
So I kind of created some darker areas just for interest. And I thought, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to try it. And if I don't like it, I know if it's on the gesso, I can wipe it away. That's okay. So feel free to experiment. I mean, that's what this kind of process is all about. It's just kind of having fun, letting go, seeing what the paint does, kind of being okay with wherever it takes you, you know? I don't have like a big vision on what I think should happen here. I'm just kind of following those textures and I'm into it.
Those textures did turn out really good from the gesso too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so fun. It's very like watery looking because of the little spatters and
So I'm seeing.
oh, you're
if you
so
were-
calm. I'm liking that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you rotate your journal, you've got some sunlight and some clouds and
Oh.
then water below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now I know my tags are going to be on here and I want there to be a little bit of contrast. So I'm going to just make sure my edges are a little darker. So I'll get that contrast when I put my tags on top. Okay, let's dry this really fast. Are you having fun?
I am. I love these colors so much.
Amy, if you could be so kind to push your journal farther up.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I got a little puddle of water on here, and I don't want to wait for it to dry, so I'm just going to dab it. Oh, it made it white right there. I like that too.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is great.
I'm going to push that up and put that right there for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I could stop right there and be happy.
You could.
But I'm not. I'm going to keep going. Got a lot of energy today, so.
Good.
Okay, so the trick to this is it looks like these tags are that long, but they're actually this long, and we just added some paper on the top to bend it back. See that?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we're
that's
going to
smart.
do. So we're going to find some strips to glue onto here, and then we will glue half of that down for the little flip. But I want to just hit my tags with a little yellow real fast.
Okay.
That was my brush. Oh,
Are you going to
I got it
tell
right
us
there.
your thoughts on the words that you put on there?
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Because I'm excited to talk about that.
Okay, so we mix that yellow that we had last time. Sorry, I can't talk and mix color at the same time, apparently.
Me either. I can't do it. In fact, I refuse to.
I just won't do it.
So I draw the line.
So I chose Dream, Discover, and Unwind. Because when I go to a destination, I mean, when I'm planning a trip, that planning part is so fun. Like, I want to dream about it a little bit, you know?
Okay.
I want to dream about my dream destination. And then I think it's fun to go on a trip and discover something new or learn something new about where I'm at or whatever. I like to go to museums where I might go to places that have that, or I want to learn something new about the world around me, you know, like maybe it's different. Like there's parts of Utah that I've been to that like there's red rock, you know, and then you go somewhere else and it's completely different terrain. So like I like to learn about that kind of stuff or discover something new. And then I think if it's a real vacation for me, like I don't want to like have like so much go that I don't have time to rest. Although those are fun vacations. I like to try to plan in a little bit of downtime. This kind of came out a little pinker, so hold on. Sorry, mixing color, I can't.
That's good.
All right. I like to plan in some downtime. Now, that's okay if that's not you. If you like go, then go for that.
Go.
And so if that's true for you and unwind's not a word for you, you can choose a different word. Like, we're not married to that.
Like adventure or
Yeah.
something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, adventure is a great word. Mine got a little yellow, so I just wiped back some of that and got some of that white back, and I got that contrast. I'm really liking that.
Nice. I think it's important to plan to unwind.
It's hard for me to remember that I need to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's why I really like the intentions that you set usually. I'm not liking the pressure you gave me today. Just kidding. It's great. I actually loved how creative that is because it's just like the journey thing. You can't guess what someone needs to have an intention for right now.
Yeah, and then this is your journal and your journey. So, you know, like, who am I to tell you what your intention should be?
Exactly.
I like giving examples so you can have an idea of, like, what it could be, but...
You're kind of giving permission to plan to unwind during this session.
Yes.
And I like that.
And I think rest can come in all kinds of ways, you know? I mean, there's, like, rest, like, just watching a show and zoning out, and I think I need that sometimes. Mm-hmm. But this is restful and peaceful, but my brain is still active, and I'm, like, feeling creative and good in that way. And so I like doing yoga. That's restful, but it's still work for my body, you know, and that feels good. I like to meditate, which is restful, and it's just being more thoughtful about how I think about my thoughts coming in, you know? I mean, they're all different ways of resting. I mean, but like besides like going to sleep and taking a nap, right?
Which is also nice.
So whatever unwind or rest means for you, you can do that. Okay, ooh, look, I got it back on there. I'm really liking that contrast. That's going good.
It does look good.
Okay, so we'll let that dry. I don't need to speed dry that because I mean, unless you want to, we can start cutting out our stuff and getting ready for that. Okay, so let's get our collage paper out. I got this Discover, Dream, Unwind kind of going on right there. And then we can cut out some different strips. Holy heck, how did I keep losing my stuff? Does this happen to y'all on your art desk? Like, do you have one little thing that you're like, I didn't even get up. I just had that.
All the time.
I lost my keys today. So
On your art desk?
I mean, sure, yeah, we'll go with an art desk.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut out these 3 words off of there real fast. And then I will cut out some of these papers. So this one's kind of fun. That's right here where you can cut that circle.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And then this is one of these from over here. And this, so most of this is from that page. The only thing we're gonna be cutting from this page is Journey and this nice little piece of notebooky kind of paper on the side there.
Pretty. Oh, and it's ripped.
Yeah,
I like that.
I ripped it. I like to rip stuff. So, okay. I'm gonna use my X-Acto I've been cutting with an X-Acto for a minute, so I'm gonna wing it.
Those X-Actos are fun to use.
They are. It's satisfying too.
I like the grip on this one, and it has like a little chamber you can put extra blades in, but I also love
Fancy.
the gold one that Amy's using from the November box because it's gold and it's cute.
That's fancy.
You can also use scissors.
I feel like it would be difficult to use scissors for in the middle of the paper.
Well,
you'd have to cut
so
it
you have to cut to that spot. So I do think using X-Acto kind of like saves some of your precious collage paper, although we're not going to be precious about it.
Yeah. And, like Amy said, it's very satisfying.
We both did at the same time. Also, we both wore a similar colored shirt,
We
which
did.
I love.
Very
We did not
coordinated.
plan that, y'all. We're just in sync today.
And not like Justin Timberlake.
I knew it. As
Lance
soon as I
Bass,
said it, I was like, he's going to make a boy band joke.
Who was your favorite NSYNC member?
I was going to show my age, but I came more from the NKTOB era.
I do not know what that is.
New Kids on the Block.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, wow. You have an acronym for New Kids on the Block. That's awesome.
I'm a little more familiar with Backstreet Boys.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So.
But I was a big Jordan Knight fan.
Ah,
I really liked how he signed his name. Like, his J was really inspiring to me, the
A
way that he signed his J.
fancy J.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
fancy J. And I was always looking for new ways to write a J, so I wrote my name like that for a while. Okay, I'm trying to remember. How did I do that?
ooh, this is fun.
I'm like, did I? There's that guy. So
Oh.
it's
Cut
like
out
this.
the whole circle? Or-
Yeah.
I cut like this and then like that. That's what I did. All right, I'm going for it.
Wow. That's fun.
I mean, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but if you like that look, then
I do.
don't forget you can turn your page to get a nice angle for yourself to cut, and that makes it easier. And you could use a ruler for this straight edge if you want. But Amy's got my ruler, and I'm just going to go for it.
You got one too.
Oh, that's right, I have a ruler, I forgot. This whole time I was like, I'm doing this without a ruler.
Are you going all the way around, or are you stopping where this middle line is?
Well, let's see. I think I did something like this and then trimmed it off. But you know what? To make it easier, just follow that circle all the way around. And
That's a
then you can
good
use
way to
that.
figure that out, though.
What you mean?
How you just did that,
Oh,
in case you don't want to cut off the whole circle. Because then if you want to use that whole globe, you could just take the piece of the globe that you didn't cut.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and keep it in the paper. But
Okay, and before like cutting it all the way out, I'm gonna glue mine on like this, and then I'm gonna trim it out, and that's gonna make it easier. So, I'll show you what I mean.
Schmat.
Get my yes paste.
Very schmat.
Actually. And you don't need a lot of yes paste. I mean, this stuff goes a long way. You just put it on there and then kind of scrape it away to just give you a nice thin layer for it to stick. And I glued more paper than I have tag, but that's all right. I'll just make sure I got what I need going on here. I'm gonna kick it over a little. This might be in a slightly different spot than last time. This is what I love about that yes paste. You can move it still. I mean, it's not so stuck that you can't adjust, which is great. Okay, then I'm gonna trim that extra part off. And
Jessie,
yes.
Quick question.
Try to flip that up.
Did you have, well, no, you're good there, but did you have more of the world sticking off the bottom of that so that it attaches to the paper in your journal?
I don't understand your question.
Oh, like
To have it flip
the
up?
collage paper went off
Oh,
further.
I
so you
did.
could-
I
It's
did.
not dry yet. It's not dry yet because yes paste is a miracle.
It is. Oh my gosh, Keenan, you're a genius. Okay, so you're gonna wanna leave some of that off. Thank you, Keenan. So I got about this much hanging off. This is why yes paste is awesome. I'm so glad I did that. So anybody who struggles, like, okay, so if you followed me along to this point and you're making a mistake with me, I'm really sorry. But if you're a little bit slower, then you're gonna get the
Can I have some of the yes
The
paste?
benefit
Yes.
of watching
put
it
that
happen.
right in the middle. Yeah, so that's what's awesome about the yes paste for sure.
That is awesome.
Gosh, I just love that you're paying attention and you caught that, Keenan.
That's,
Not
I mean,
only
that's
are
why
you
I'm
an
here. You know, I'm here
art cheerleader, you're like an art fairy godmother right now for me. Like, we're gonna talk more about that next month.
making wishes come true.
But that was magic, catching that. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that my world is stuck really good to my tag and to my journal. And then I'm gonna create that bin so it will flip easy.
Flip easy.
I want an easy flip.
Oh, that's nice.
Keenan saved the day.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So I'm gonna do about that wide. It's gonna be great. Okay. I'm just gonna put my tag here and cut out a little shape
Oh,
along the
that's a
tag,
good idea.
so I know it's kind of the same
So
width.
many different ways to do a similar thing, and I think that's super helpful to see.
Well, that's why I love having guests, because they do stuff different. They teach me new things too.
Oh, yeah.
Now, did you put the yes paste on only the collage paper, or did you also put it like on the tag as well?
It's either it's sixes. I usually just put it on the collage paper, but you can do both. I put it on the paper just so I know all the paper has glue on it. So wherever the paper contacts what I'm gluing it to will stay down. Sometimes if I glue the surface that I'm gluing it to, I might miss a spot on the paper and then it might not stick where I need it to.
Gotcha.
Oh, I changed the direction on my words for this one. That's all right. Changing it up, y'all.
Nice.
Okay, so some paste. And there has been times in the past where I did a little yes paste and then I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to glue it that way. And I've let it dry too long and I just use a little water to undo the adhesion and it works. So it really is water soluble that way. Okay, so this time I remembered, Keenan, to leave a little bit of my tag out. And now I'm like, okay, well, how much am I looking at? So I'm gonna move that up, and it looks like I got like 1/4 of an inch right there. So I'm just gonna slide it up just a little bit more. Y'all don't have to be that detailed, but because this glue doesn't dry fast, we got time for that kind of craziness.
Yeah, that glue is, I'm telling you, that glue is sweet. Yes, paste.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exclamation. I'm here for it. And I did put my middle one on first because then I can have this space out this and this. But that's not like super important. I just thought I'd point it out.
Good to know.
Yeah, and trying to get these level. If you just stuck it down, it might be a little crooked, but you got some time to get it right where you want it with this glue. Oh yeah, liking that. I chose the blue paper for the unwind because it seems calm.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
And I'm gonna grab a little bit of this pink in here. Oh, we're in concentration mode now.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking that.
Focus mode. Today's focus mode has been brought to you by Yes Paste.
Honestly, though.
I got a lot of yes paste on there. Don't need much yes paste. It goes a long way.
I love how these pages come together.
Mm-hmm.
Creating these journey pages is great.
Yeah, it's fun. That looks like a good spot. Put it down. Whoop, I didn't have it stuck. Come right off the page. Okay, now fold it back. And we got a flip.
Nice.
Flips, flips, flips. Oh yeah. Get my clamp. Put that down. Now we can add our words. Dream's gonna be on top. That's right. What's your dream destination, Keenan? Did you say?
I didn't actually. Dream destination. Let's see. You know, Nebraska's pretty cool. No, I think I've always wanted to go. In the military, I've had a lot of different opportunities to go to different countries, so I've been pretty fortunate there. I've been to, Canada, Germany, Kuwait. But one of my favorite countries that I'd like to go with my own time, I'd like to go back to Latvia because it's old and beautiful there, and it touches like Lithuania, and you can go to the Baltic Sea. I don't like.
Did you go to the Baltic Sea?
Yeah, we got to go.
Wow,
I don't like sand, but the sand there, I kid you not, it feels like powder. It feels like
Just
you're
really
running.
fine grain?
It's such fine grain. It's gorgeous. You can go out, I think, 200 yards into the Baltic Sea without getting to waist depth. So I'd love to go back there. But that's a ways away.
It's pretty cool. It sounds cool. Now you're making me want to look that up. I want to go to Iceland for sure. It's on my list. I know I was talking about that before we started making, but I don't remember if I mentioned it while we were making this. I just think it's cool because it's like all the extremes, like ice and fire and just this beautiful landscape of awesomeness. I just really want to go there and do that. What about you?
I really want to go to Ireland just because I've read a lot of books that take place in Ireland, and it just really painted a beautiful picture for me. But then I also love the landscapes and like the different like castles and like the rock formations, and I love everything about Irish heritage too. So it's always been a dream of mine to go there.
That's cool.
Well, you can journal all these things right under your tags if you want. And I kind of like a little bit of interactive hidden journaling. So it's like I can kind of, yeah. So I'm going to write a little bit about Iceland.
That looks like it belongs there. I love that.
Yeah.
Jesse, what pen are you using?
Oh, the Pitt pen.
Oh, the Brad Pitt pen.
I love the Pitt pen.
Yep.
Why do you love it?
I just love how dark it is and that you can get a fine point, because a lot of times if I try to use something that has really dark ink, that means I have to sacrifice the like fine line, because for whatever reason, like my experience is the darker the ink, the more that comes out, and so then it's not as fine of a line. So I love that you can have that with the dark, and then also that doesn't smear everywhere.
All of those things are true about the Pitt pen.
It's so
Those
nice.
are great points.
I'm so impressed that you have like such a detailed reason for liking it.
I love my pens and my art supplies.
I like that you're passionate about that. So good. Okay, I'm going to cut out my journey on this side for my other page. I'm going to think more about what I want to journal under my tags, but I just thought I would start so that it was happening for me there.
Yeah.
So we've all agreed that Nebraska is the place to go.
I mean, I think it would be fun to stop in Nebraska one way, if I was trucking across the country in a camper or something, I could get excited about Nebraska.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, Omaha, Nebraska has, at one point, it was,
There's a
I
zoo
believe,
up there,
ranked
too.
one of the world's best. If not in the top 5 right now, I think it was at least at one point the world's best zoo.
Yes.
Cool.
That is a place I want to go.
Yeah.
For sure.
Lots of cornfields.
I mean, if
otherwise.
I had to choose between the Baltic Sea and Nebraska, it might be tough, but probably gonna.
It's only what, 2.5, 3 hours away for us to drive.
The Baltic Sea, I wish.
Yes. Yep. Once you fly clear across the world.
Okay, I'm just gonna tear this a little bit. So I just cut that little piece out, and I'm just gonna.
It was really interesting for me when I went to Latvia because the speed limit, one, was in kilometers per hour, but also it was, I think the max speed we traveled was 75 kilometers, but I think that's only like 45 miles per hour here. So the entire,
So it didn't feel like you're going
it
very
didn't
fast.
feel like we were going very fast.
Forced you to unwind and slow down, though, didn't it?
Well, I mean, I took a lot of naps on the road.
Okay, I tore that a little bit. I'm liking that, and I'm just gonna glue that journey on top of that. Oh yeah, I'm liking it.
I'm getting there.
I like it. There's no rush. We're having a good time here. Last time I painted with a guest, Katie, did the elephant collage with me.
Yes.
And she was faster than me.
Oh.
I was like, man, Katie, you're already done? Yep. I love that she didn't even worry. She just went for it. And you're going for it, and
I am.
I like it.
How long of a piece did you cut out, actually?
I just cut this because I think I might want to have this in my, this is a good question, journal like as a full page maybe or something else. So I just cut that little strip all the way down, and then I just tore off the end that I had right here. Wait, what am I looking at here? Oh yeah, this. Tore that part off.
Oh yes.
Like this is like a puzzle I got to put back together. I like this lined paper and having it be torn. It kind of gives it a little bit of an aged vibe on the page. So like, you could also use some of the tea stain paper from the March box that we did. I did a tutorial on how to tea stain paper. That could be fun in this too.
That one would be really fun in this. It'd fit really well with the baggage tags, I think.
I just love how many people explored that and tried all kinds of different techniques and shared them. I mean, there was one kind of like a berry tea that gave it more of like a rosier color that someone used. I mean, that's so cool.
Well, you could even use that paper to make your own baggage tags.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
It's all the way. Thinking about what I want to discover in Iceland.
I mean, there's got to be Icelandic food that you haven't had before.
Well, and yeah.
Right?
I don't even know what kind of food they're known for. I'm gonna have to look up.
Yeah. I feel like food is really.
It's important.
It's a very important factor to, one, dreams, and
Yes.
two, when you travel.
Yes, because there's so many different kinds of foods.
I was thinking the Aurora Borealis, but I'm pretty sure I don't know how to spell that.
I don't know how to spell Borealis. Aurora, I think I can guess.
Okay, well, I'll wait and look that up, but I definitely want to check that out. And I
Yeah.
got to find the time of year, what the best time of year to go is. Well, I'll keep thinking about my journaling and what I'm going to add there, but I'm feeling good about where we ended up. Let's see yours.
So good.
Let's move this out the way.
Yeah, throw
Bring
those
them to
in
the
the
middle. So good. I love how this purple kind of talks back to that, and this. So nice. And this blue just kind of goes away. I like that that gives your page some more contrast. And this texture in here is super nice. I'm loving that.
I also like the edging here. So cool.
Yeah. We did it, y'all. Hold it up like this. So if you made this with us, we want to see what you made. I mean, that's what the neat part of Let's Make Art is this whole community of people coming together and creating stuff. And I like to scroll through our Facebook and see what people have made. And I think everybody else does too, because each time somebody shares something new, then that builds on their creativity and it just keeps on going. And you got people there cheering you on. I mean, so many art cheerleaders. So
many.
and they're genuine and excited for you because they're glad that you showed up and made something too, because we all need that encouragement. So if you'd like to share what you made, get on there and show us. Or if you want to cheer someone on, like, you know, do that too. It's awesome. You can check that out at our Facebook group, Let's Make Art Journals. And you can use that hashtag on Instagram wherever you hang out. Thanks so much for making time for art and making time for us to do some art journaling together. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks for cheering us on, Keenan.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.